Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're looking at the Bambu Lab H2C 3D printer. And I mean, this is a machine that feels like it was dropped off by someone from like 10 years in the future.
It absolutely does. There's so much hype around it.
Right?
And I think for this deep dive, our mission has to be cutting through that hype.
Okay.
We need to focus on its core promise. What is it actually for? And that's quick, highly efficient multicolor printing.
And does it deliver on that promise, or is this, automation for automation's sake?
That's the question. We need to look at the specialization and really the trade-offs for you, the user.
Okay, so where do we even start? I think it has to be with that central innovation, right? The vortex nozzle system.
It has to be. Instead of one nozzle doing everything, which always leads to messy flushing,
That painful process, yeah.
this machine uses 7 separate nozzles, and they switch automatically.
And the numbers here are what get me. The swap takes, what, around 8 seconds? Which just feels unreal.
It is, but it's not just about raw speed. It's a very deliberate engineering choice. Because each nozzle is dedicated to only 1 or 2 colors, you get incredible thermal stability.
And you completely get rid of those awful, streaky, muddy transitions between colors.
You eliminate the #1 failure point in multicolor printing.
And that efficiency, that leads us to the biggest, I think, financial insight here, which is the waste factor.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's a big aha
Yeah.
moment, right? Every hobbyist knows the pain of that giant purge tower.
You're not just throwing away half a spool of plastic on one project anymore.
Exactly. And when you look at the material cost long term, it's a simple equation.
Time savings plus material savings.
Right. The machine can genuinely pay for itself if you're running small batches.
Mm-hmm.
We saw one report where a print that took 30 hours on an older machine
30 hours, wow.
was done in about 16 hours on the HTC. That's a staggering gain.
But you can't get that kind of performance without some serious smarts built in, right? This thing is, it's practically self-aware.
It is. It has 59 sensors plus 4 cameras. It's one of the most self-aware printers out there.
And they're watching for everything. Debris, clogs, warping.
All the early signs of failure. But look, that's where we hit our first big kind of yeah, but moment.
The complexity.
The complexity. It's
Yeah.
great when it works, but what happens when sensor number 42 decides to, fail? It's a risk that comes with proprietary tech.
And that isn't the only trade-off. You also lose build volume.
A lot of it, too. To fit that whole nozzle assembly in, the max print height drops by 45 millimeters, down to about 305 millimeter.
Which can be a deal breaker for some projects.
And then there's the whole AMS dependency, that multicolor magic, that 8-second swap. It only works with their proprietary AMS system.
Right. The TPU problem.
The TPU problem. If you want to print with soft filaments like TPU, they squish, they jam. They basically refuse to cooperate in those long feed tubes.
So you're forced to feed it through the single fixed nozzle, and you lose all that automation you paid for.
You lose the entire point of the H2C.
So after all that, who is this machine really for? It seems like the filter is how much waste you're willing to accept versus how much complexity you can manage.
I think so. The H2C is tailor-made for a specific user. If you're someone who prints a high volume of multicolor models, or you run small professional production batches.
Then the cost starts to make sense. The time and material savings add up.
Exactly. For that person, the cost is justified.
But on the flip side, if you're mostly doing single color stuff or you really need that maximum build height,
Or you depend on TPU.
then you're probably better off with an older, simpler machine. You just won't be using what you're paying for with the H2C.
And that raises a really important final thought for you to consider. The H2C is an amazing machine if you use all the expensive smart automation it offers.
But if you buy it for the speed, but only do simple single-color prints,
You're essentially paying a huge premium for complex gadgets. Those 7 nozzles, those 59 sensors, that are just sitting there looking impressive but not actually adding any value to your work.
so you really need to think critically about what you actually need. Are you looking for a race car or a reliable truck?